No sé cómo se pronuncia.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. One of the great stories here.
Es el tercer cuarto.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all four quarters.
The Lakers trail.
Strange to think
Hey,
that for
Jeremy.
so many years the Lakers would just devour and dominate teams from the East. But last year, the East got some payback.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade.
Kobe.
All fueled up for the second half. On the court for Cleveland, Irving and Waiters, the guards. The two stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Verajao in at the 5. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
James está de largo alcance.
But he spent the last 2 decades establishing himself as the premier coach in Europe. Last season, he led Maccabi Tel Aviv to an upset EuroLeague title. One GM described the team as, quote, outgunned at every position except coach. Kevin, it's been his dream to coach in the NBA.
And he consider him a genius-level coach.
Irving.
Let's see how he does. Thinking again about the Lakers, the East did get payback against the
Para Wader, el triple.
12 wins
Risale.
for LA.
I was tied with Utah, Kevin, for the fewest wins against the East last year for a Western Conference club. So how you do against the East is usually a pretty good
Johnson.
barometer of where you'll end up in the Western
Minuto.
Standings.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Well, Cleveland shooting has been great, up to over 50%.
James.
52%. Verajao with a screen on Johnson. And Waiters kicks to James. Love goes in. Can't get it to go. Good D by Boozer.
Planteo la jugada.
Hill sets the screen for Lynn. Pass to Johnson.
Kobe Bryant.
Here's Kobe.
Kobe Bryant.
Tremendous finish in
El
time.
giro.
Bryant's got 12 in the game.
Tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Irving with the ball.
Irving.
Picked up by Kobe. Irving passes to James.
James
Back to
Irving. James.
And
Está.
James gets
Triple de LeBron.
And that's now 11 points.
9-2.
Kyrie
De
Irving 3
Saturno.
seasons ago was the only rookie in NBA history.
10 minutos Byron
Well,
Scott.
he did from the three-pointers to the field and the free throw line. There's no question about it. He is an elite shooter.
Timeout called the Lakers. And during the timeout, both coaches getting a chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with Gatorade. Everyone trying to bring their top game here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the trainers going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. So
Boozer.
important to hydrate yourself, keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big
Bryant.
games down the stretch.
And here is Bryant after LeBron James hitting the three. 6 on the shot clock. It's
Ya
Boozer.
bien barallado.
Irving,
Sean
super
Murray.
skilled, one of the league's best shooters, and
Está.
at least for being the league's
Bandeja.
most elusive ball handler as well. Seems to get by his man pretty much at will.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Byron Scott coaching his team during the break. He was intent on running the offense through Kobe. Their offense is most
Lin
effective,
solo.
he said, when he is most involved.
Triple.
They're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. He also brought up offensive rebounding as something that should be a priority, saying, quote, those are the battles we can and should
Rayado.
win. Those games
Se de Irving.
changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And Irving's super quick with the ball in his hands. And when he gets to the basket, a master using spin and English to convert.
And Kevin, you know, the story is that growing up, the hoop in his yard had a big part of the backboard.
Doble
broken off on the
falta.
right side, so he had
to learn that
Falta de LeBron James.
I like that story.
Necessity is the mother of creation.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Sacre is checked in for Hill. Young is subbed in for Johnson.
Pasar Boozer.
Free throw off
Falta
from
de
Boozer.
James.
The Lakers winning the amnesty bidding this summer to bring in Carlos Boozer. He had a down season a year ago, but on the final year of his contract, he'll have some extra motivation to bounce back.
Lynn kicks to Sacre. Double team on Boozer. Young with no one around. From outside off the mark.
Vaya.
That defense went from poor to no defense at all.
Well, you don't see him miss that shot very often. When he's open like that, it's usually lights out.
Out to Marion.
Marion. Ahí está.
Marion's got the lead up to 3.
Triple.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they have. If the shot isn't there, they're not close.
Viene Irving.
To get a good shot.
Textbook example there.
Robo y la vuelca.
To create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Offensive
Oh, el rebote de Sacre.
That's good.
Pilló ahí,
Sacre has got his second bucket. And here is James. He's got 11. James right side. The kick out to Irving.
Tiene espacio Irving.
And that one's good. Irving's got the lead back up to 5 now for the Cavs.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down.
Boozer.
Here's Boozer.
Sale Sacre con el rebote.
Sacre, good. Sacre's
Otra
got
vez.
6 points.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
Now, here is Irving. 12 points for him. Waiters dishes to Marion. And 2 free throws.
De Boozer.
And this is that one. Drawing the
Primera.
whistle on a lot of contact there. They get Carlos Boozer.
LeBron James is able to do everything on the court.
A la línea
He's
LeBron.
also looking to expand his horizons off the court. He plans to star in a movie. He even helped develop a TV series based on his life story a little while back. And so he's exploring various avenues of self-expression.
And the first one drops. You know, talking about LeBron, he even toyed with the idea of applying for the role of Players Union president.
Yeah, as if he doesn't have enough on his plate already. You know, LeBron obviously so busy with all of his endorsements and advertising, but also
segundo.
trying to carry this franchise. I think it was better for him to avoid that players union job.
Presentación de John Mary. Viene LeBron James.
Flawless basketball player. You'd have a hard time doing much better than LeBron James.
The 21st century version of the best video game player ever, and also happens to be the best real game player ever too. He's one of them anyway. That's why Eric Spoelstra, the coach,
Lo dejaron entrar.
1 through 5, and that's a perfect way to describe LeBron James.
Now, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
Ahí está. Vence la chicharra. LeBron James
Oh, man, a clutch shot.
mantiene la ventaja.
And offensively, a great show for the
24-47.
fans for the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to
Este
watch.
tercer cuarto.